Hello RC fans, Racing 393. Different video today. Non-RC directly, but indirect, it will include RC. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at a new camera I've got. And here it is. It's a non-branded 5K camera. I can't remember the make. Some Chinese cheapish digital. I mean, digital cameras now, they go one or two ways, don't they? Really, really cheap or really, really expensive. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this would be anywhere near as good as a more expensive counterpart. But this has all the functions that I think I require to use during my vlogging. So we'll have a look at this. I'll quickly show you where I got it from and a couple of the prices. So what I thought I'd show you is I got it from Amazon. So it's an unbranded camera. Just says NBD. It's some Chinese brand, if you like. Now, what drew me towards it is a few things. It's the flip screen being really important. It's got the macro lens and a wide-angled lens. I don't quite know how that's going to work at this time, so I've not used it yet. It's for vlogging. It's got a microphone, charging. You can charge like in a charging station, and when you're using the camera, you can charge it. 60 FPS. It was on a Black Friday deal, and so I paid £139.20 in the UK. If it's in the US, that would be ultimately $177. In itself, for any vlogging camera or any digital camera, that's still really cheap. You've got to consider that the other one I bought, the other camera, which I normally film on in the shed, again, another Chinese knockoff. Can't remember the name of it at this point, but we'll have a look when we get down there. That was like £69, which is 87 at today's money, US dollars. So again, relatively cheap. So I mean, it's probably double the price, give or take. So 170, $70. Yeah, it's give or take double the price. So will we get double the performance? We'll have to find out. So I'm quite looking forward to using this camera. I'd have to film the camera so you can see the camera on my overhead camera, if you like. Too many cameras. What's going on? And then we will get on to filming something with the new camera to show you what this looks like. We'll probably try and sort of compare similar filming subjects, if you like. So let's get down to the cold shed. Right, so here we are filming on my crap fake GoPro with a flat battery because nothing lasts when it's cold. It was 4 degrees in here, it's now 8. Got both heaters going, although one of them looks like it's almost flat, or out, not flat. Right, also we haven't got the mic plugged in because we're using the internal mic on this camera that I'm filming on, and it seems better. So here's the box. This is what we're going to look at. And I suppose you're wondering what's inside the box. Well, hopefully a camera. So give me a sec whilst I get the camera out of the box. And there it is. It actually does look in very good premium. Got the microphone on top. I've got both lenses on there. Got a lens cap on. It's got, you know, it's very simple. It's pretty much, it's like a, you know, like any other cheap camera. And we've got this 3-inch, is it 3x4 or 5-inch display at the back, which opens out like this, and it goes round, allowing you to film from that direction, and you can see what you're filming, which is, you know, I think quite imperative, because you've got a camera that's got a screen on the front or that works really well, like the GoPros. It's a bit of a squashed up image, isn't it? So also on the front of the camera here we've got a light to add extra light. MBD, a totally unbranded Chinese manufacturer. It feels reasonably heavy. Standard fitment underneath. I'm going to make sure it fits my tripod. We don't know yet. It should be. That's fairly standard. And the normal, they call it a TF rather than the SD card there, the little mini one. Yeah, so the controls are super simple. Now on there, you might not be able to see those controls on there, but it's currently set. There's a line on the top of the casing, so when you turn this dial like this, you can select these other choices, the other controls. That's the on button, on off, and there's the record. Like I say, the microphone is just a standard microphone plugged in on a sort of 3mm jack on the side. It's no power to it other than what's powered on the camera, and there's no controls on this either, other than what's internally. You know, you can turn the volume up and down. I think 1, 2 or 3, I think, to be honest. It's got a little clip on there if you want to carry it over your neck, or I certainly won't be doing that. And the battery, whilst we're underneath, I forgot that, the battery is in there, so you clip that back and the battery just clips in. So I think what we'll probably do now is just show you some of the other bits and pieces that you get with the camera. Wiping cloth, charging station, a spare cap for the other part of the, if you take the lens off completely, a spare battery, 3.7 volt, 1500 milliamp hour, so quite a lot of, you know, performance for the camera. And they give you a little transfer port, so for the micro SD, which you actually slot in the back, which is pretty neat. You don't normally get that. It just plugs into your computer, so that's nicely done. And a bag to put everything in. So yeah, good. Quite happy with that. So we'll put the camera on. I've still left the film on there, to be honest. I won't take that off. I'm a bit of a sucker for that, but we'll leave that on there. So to turn it on, the on button, and you just keep it pressed for a couple of seconds, and you can see it comes on, and you've got a display on the screen there. I'll take the cap off, so it's sort of filming the film with the film. The display, you've got a little button here that says display, so you can get rid of that if you don't want it on there. This here is like the flash, so you've got like a little, like a typical flash where you click that on, and you can see if I turn it round, the light is on. We won't be needing that. That's off now. Yeah, and they've got the zoom lens here, so we've got to zoom in, zoom out. So I'll zoom in on the box. So you can get reasonably close. You know, I don't think it's that super clear, if I'm honest. I'm going to zoom all the way back out again. So yeah, it's pretty good. In fact, I was pretty zoomed in a bit then when I did that. I didn't realise. I think I've hit the record button by mistake. Yeah, so it is fairly standard. It's fairly weighty, but I think the proof will be actually using it. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to probably show you the other camera I've got that I was using, and then we'll go through some bits and pieces on that which I like, and then we'll actually film through this, just maybe it's generally in this environment. So this is the camera that I currently film on. £60.
I bought an aftermarket powered microphone, which I think works quite well. As I hit my head again, it's got the flip screen on there. I bought some my own lenses that screw onto here. I've got some others, basically zoom in to get some close-up shots so they don't go out of focus. And this one's actually controlled via the remote, which I actually quite like, I'll be honest. Something I sort of miss. So this is quite a nice camera. It's got a battery in the back there, but it is plugged in sort of down there via the USB, so it's always being on charge. So with that one, I think what I will do is I'll do like a standard filming with the sound, and then we'll do a direct compare of maybe filming this camera on the new one and see how we go. So this is from the other camera. This is I didn't know what the make is. I can't see it because the make's probably on the other side, but this is recording from where you just saw the camera a minute ago, and I can zoom in on here. I'll do it real time. So it zooms in quite close, and the microphone's on. So in a minute what I'm going to do is just swap these over. I actually miss this sort of control on a camera, so you haven't got to touch the camera. I mean, I don't normally zoom in and out and mess around with it whilst recording, but it's just handy to have the controls here. Now both these cameras can be connected to Wi-Fi, so can this sports camera here. This is the one that you sort of saw above my head. Nothing's original, it's all Chinese cheapness, but it works so far. I'm going to swap these cameras over, and it'd be interesting to directly compare the two images and sound. So with this camera I'll be filming the one that you're looking at through now. So let me just do a direct swap. So this is recording 4. Now this is in 5K, 30 FPS. Standard microphone. You're going to have to forgive the sound of the heater. It's just not much I can do about that. It's plugged into the USB, well, the charging whilst being used. It's got the macro lens on it and the wide angle lens, so it's fully kitted out as what you'd get in the kit. There's a bug there, look at that, there's a bug living in... that. What is that? Bugs living in here, and that's ridiculous. So again, what I will do, I will swap these mics over so we can see the difference. But straight away, the screen looks much clearer than what this one did. I mean, it is 5K, so that would be expected. Now, if I do a little bit of a zoom in, you have to forgive me if I move the camera, but that is pretty close. I think it's gone a little bit blurry, and we can come all the way out. I can get it a little bit closer again, like that. And I'm going to move the camera so you can see a bit more, like there. So first off, it looks much better. I'm hoping the sound can portray over. I don't know whether it picks up like all the heater or me, but we're going to put this one on now, because this just plugs in. It will plug in exactly the same. Now this camera uses these kind of connectors, so that one will go into the camera and that one goes into the charge, you know, into the port. The other one's a little bit different. I will show you that once I've swapped these over. So I can't use this on that camera, but it doesn't matter because the other lead I've got plugs in anyway. So far so good. I'm quite liking what I can see. It depends on what I can hear. Let's just swap these mics over, because I envisaged using this one anyway. So and we'll compare the two. So let me just swap those over. Literally just swapped the mics. Literally plug and play. I mean, they're both Chinese. They're both from the same company, aren't they? So this one hasn't got a model, but it's got the mic that I did have on that one. So I think this one might be used for, I can use this in the shed by panning a bit closer and doing other sort of filming. Quite lightweight, much lighter than this one that you're looking through. High definition. This one's 24 megapixels, where that one there, as I've mentioned, 48 megapixels. So that one's twice the money, twice the quality. It's like anything, most of these Chinese things are just named after what they are. So high definition camera, 5K camera. It's a bit like their rear control cars, isn't it? They just name them like weirdly, like a fast buggy, bullet. They don't actually call it anything. So let me just zoom it in a fraction. This is the bit, so I've got to lean across. It's a bit annoying. Is that right? No, that one there, I can't see it. There we go. Now I haven't found a way, because I've set this is currently recording in 5K 30 FPS. Now I changed it in the menus to a different resolution. I actually don't need to worry about it. I can keep the things on the screen, but you can't see them. So I changed it to like 4K or 2K, 25 FPS, or just changed it. And every time I turn the camera off, it goes back to default of 5K 30 FPS. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I think in long term we'll see what this particular camera now sounds like. I'd be interested compared to what it was like with this microphone to that one, and then comparing the sound to the internal mic on this one. You would have seen a previous video using that, and I had right problems with the sound because all I had plugged in was this, which is just, again, it just plugs into, when that plugs in via like that, although it's on an adapter, it shouldn't make any difference. But yeah, and I think it sounded rubbish, even though this is designed a Casso. No, it's the same, isn't it? So it's for this, although the internal mic works better. It's a little bit like, don't have it to hand here, it's under there, but I've got a ready for when I get a GoPro, so I will get a GoPro. I've got like the media box, which didn't work on the, well, it did work on the GoPro I had, but the GoPro was rubbish. But anyway, that's a different story. So yeah, so with this camera, 5K, that's all it is. Was it I've forgotten what it is. MBD, is it not written on there? Yeah, it is on there. I can just see it. NBD. Whatever that stands for. So it does come with a good bunch of accessories. I'm quite happy that it comes with the lenses, the zoom lens. So it's a, does it say on here? It's just a digital lens, wide angle lens. It's got super wide angle lens, so and the macro lens, which are on there together. So I can take these off, but to be honest, I think it looks okay as it is from what the distance that I'm going to be filming from. So I won't mess around taking them off. I don't think you're going to benefit too much if I take one off and show you, because I really don't sort of worry about that, because it looks okay where it is. So I think that will confirm that. I need to go and edit the video now, and then I'll do a conclusion at the end of my findings. Hopefully it's positive. So shed's nice and warm. It's 16 degrees we've got in here. It's 4 degrees, but it's nice and warm now, but I'm going to get out. So now, do I need to take anything with me? No, probably not. Just don't forget the memory cards, which are in every single camera, 3 of them. Don't forget them. Right, see it back indoors.
Right, so from watching what I've recorded and then recording this, it looks like I need to lower the resolution. It does say, I did read up before I bought it, that in 5K you can't zoom in too much because it goes all blurry. So it looks like I'll have to run it in a lower resolution, as I was planning to anyway, before you start zooming in. Hence, when I zoomed in, the picture deteriorated a bit. So yeah, I'll have to do the settings and reevaluate that as I record over the next few weeks. So yeah, but overall, not bad. We'll get on now to having a little bit of a conclusion on the camera. Well, there we have it. So that's an interesting result. Let's start. I'll keep it quite simple here. The Akaso sports camera works better without the mic plugged in. So £10 wasted on that, I guess, buying that microphone. But it is what it is. The original camcorder with the furry microphone sounds really good. It's fairly clear, picks up lots of sounds. The actual image is of lower quality than the new camera. The new camera with the original microphone that comes with the camera is very soft. You can speak closer to the microphone and it does come up to a respectable audio, but you need to be quite close to it. I then changed the microphone on the new camera to the furry microphone that I've always been using, which sounded really good on the other camcorder, and I don't think the sound's as good. Now maybe the settings have defaulted back to 2. I think they default at 2 and I'll put it at 3. It's going to be a bit annoying if you've got to keep changing the parameters of the camera every time you turn it on or off. It doesn't remember them. I haven't found out a way yet that it keeps the saved settings. But at this point in time, the sound on the older camcorder is miles better than the new one. I'm hoping, because it is a good quality microphone that plugs in with bugs living in it, and I don't mean this type of bug, I mean these type of bugs. So yeah, I'm a little bit in the air at the moment. I need to find out, once I start using the camera, I mean, it's in 5K. It takes quite a long time for that to render or sync with my editing software, so I don't think I'll be using 5K going forward. I think even 2K is better than nothing, isn't it? So 2K will probably be my stable recording resolution. We'll have to see. We'll have to experiment over a bit of time when I'm recording like proper. I say proper. This is about as proper I'm going to get. But you know, like filming about RC and stuff. So the conclusion is, I'm in the middle. Twice as much money, better quality visuals. That will change if I change the resolution, but the sound is a bit weird. I could change maybe the 3mm mic jack, change them over. Maybe, I don't know, maybe one's not compatible as much as the other. They're both the same, just different lengths. I don't know, but maybe I'm going to try that. I'll just do my own recording, and maybe I'll put some findings up on a video short, or maybe I'll do a video out of it if I like. I don't know. If I like, if you like, who knows? Yeah, so I think I prefer the 5K camera but I'm still having this sound battling sort of process. So I will update you on that as I've used the camera a little bit more. So that'll be the end of this quick review video of the camcorder camera, sports camera setup. Let me know what you think. Maybe you should spend the money, put them all together and buy something decent. Maybe that's the only way, but we only just started, so I don't know the ins and outs of this new 5K capable camera. Stop yawning. Hold your nose and stop yawning. So let me know your thoughts if you've got one. Let me know your thoughts if you've got a better one. But other than that, I shall see you in normal RC videos very soon. Bye for now. Hang on a minute. Hang on. If you got this far, stick around, because I've done a recording of just my findings. It's just me talking to the camera, switching a few switches to see whether the sound, it's mainly the sound and the focus changes. I think the reason that it wasn't focused, it was on manual focus. I haven't quite worked out how to do that, but autofocus seemed to work going by the screen. So just have a quick look. It won't be long. Right, okay, so this is just a quick test really for my own benefit. I've still got 5K at 30 frames a second. The microphone is on setting 3. It's really quiet, that's the problem. I don't know of any other ways that microphone can go higher. Now, it's got a couple of settings on it. If I talk where I would normally do my filming from here, so that is normally a normal position I'd be in regarding my microphone. I'm now going to speak closer to my microphone, so I'm right up with it. I wouldn't do it from here, this isn't normal, but I'm close to it. The switches, I've got 2 switches, well, one on and off and one at the top. Currently the switch is on the left. I'm now going to switch to the right. I'm sat back in my normal position. Hello, this is where I would film from. I will now get closer to the microphone to see whether the sound changes. The switch is still on the right as I look at the microphone. Now there is another switch on the bottom. It's currently to the on position. If I go in the middle, let's see if I can move that. So that's the middle. The switch at the bottom is on the middle, and I'm in my normal filming position, give or take. I'm now going to go closer to the microphone, unnaturally close, and talking. The microphone is now on the far right. Focus is on automatic, but we are still currently on 5K 30 FPS. If I zoom forward to this box, that's as far as I can go. I'll come back out. The camera's auto-focusing. If I move, it has to auto-focus. It goes out of view a little bit. Bearing in mind, this is full zoomed in. So I need to check that. How does that look? I'm currently in 4K 30 FPS. There's no point messing around with the volume. I don't believe that anything can now change. I'm just hoping that one of those switches worked. So this is testing, full switch to the right as I look at it. Testing, switch in the middle to the left, bottom switch.
and the top switch still to the left, bottom switch still in the middle, top switch to the right. Now I'm wondering whether I can hear any difference in what I'm recording. I don't know which way around to put it. So I've just switched the switch to the bottom, I put that far right, and the one at the top is also at the far right where it usually is. And we're still on 4K 30 FPS. I'm going to try a little zoom in, only to the box, or near to it, if I move the camera. So is that in shot? Also, we've got the camera that we was using. That's really, really close. So we're on a lower resolution. Just wondering what the detail is like. I can see the camera auto-focusing. Got to keep it steady. So that's quite close, that's quite zoomed in. I wouldn't normally be filming that close. And there's a close-up of the mic. There we go. So I'm just basically seeing if that works. Let's zoom back out again. So that's fully out. You can actually see me now. So it's quite a good zoom capability. I think what I'll do is I'll stop the camera recording. Let's go down to some other resolutions. Okay, I've set the camera now to 1080p. It's its lowest res, 30 FPS. Now I haven't zoomed or done anything yet, so I'm going to zoom in. We'll just put the camera, the other camera, close to this one. And I'm looking to see if it focuses on this writing. I can see the camera auto-focusing. So then I'll zoom all the way in, and put the camera back up to the camera. It's auto-focusing, so effectively lower resolution should give you better quality close-up. How close can we get before it doesn't work? I mean, that is pretty close. So holding detailed things up to the camera, like, I don't know if I've got anything that I can actually use in real time. So just holding up a wrench looks blurry to me. Go really close. I think it's focusing on that rather than this. I mean, how close could you get? I'll try that out. Don't know what that will look like. Let's zoom back out. Zoomed all the way out. There's not much else I can test. I was going to test this lead on this top. I might do that and see if it changes anything. I might as well. So let me just stop this. Just out of interest, does it record sound without a mic on? Talk into it.
Wait a minute, what? I just switched the mic off, which means the internal microphone on the camera is the only thing that's working, or does it mean that the other microphone that came with that new camera, with the lead, is that the only one that works? And the one I've plugged in clearly isn't working, because when I put that, it's a decent microphone, and you put it onto the other camcorder, it's really loud and pronounced, which means it's picking that up. I'm not aware that there's any other socket for anything else. I can't, as I said in the video, I can't change the lead because it's hardwired. I think there is something I read that the camera has to support basically a powered mic. I need to look into this more, but carry on with the video as you were.
We'll now switch the mic off. Thumbs up. Mic off. I thought I'd give it a go. So that's got no mic. Okay, so what I've done now is I've removed the sock because it's for wind. I'm not going to leave that in here. I can't change the wire because it's hardwired into the microphone itself, where this one comes out. So on this one, it comes out. So I can't use that one, that lead. I've faced the microphone the other way round, so that it's the tip of it is about here. You can't see it. It's just there. So I'm wondering, in my normal position, I've set this. So again, we'll just try it out. So the switch at the top is at the right, and the bottom one is at the right, and this is my normal distance to speak from. The switch at the bottom is in the middle, switch at the top is on the right. The microphone is facing towards me. That's the switch on the left, and the microphone is facing towards me. I'm about 30 centimetres from the microphone.
So to conclude, the microphone don't work, it would seem. That means it probably... I did try it on the other microphone, I think, like previously, and that also didn't work, it would seem. Well, it sounded the same, whether the microphone's plugged in or not. So it's not picking up the microphone for some reason. Unless there's a setting that I've missed. I don't think so. But I suppose there could be. Even that Acaso sports camera has a mic setting which you select when you plug a mic in, and when you unplug the mic it stays on mic, so you've got to switch it to internal. I'll need to look closer over the weekend just to see whether or not it's something that I'm not doing. I couldn't find anything in the instructions. So yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. There's probably on the internet, there's probably going to be reviews maybe that I could watch and see if anyone's covered the microphone aspect. But anyway, the video went on for longer than expected. I do apologise. I was finding things out as I was going. It was almost in real time with limited cutting. I'll try and trim it down a little bit because I'm looking at it now and it's like it's a bit long. So I haven't actually got too much else to say about the camera other than when I use it, we'll see how we end up later on, a couple of months, way perhaps into 2025, and we'll see where we go from there. So without further ado, and I'll see you soon. Let me know what you think. If you've got one, or just let me know what you think. I'm all ears. Wish I could speak. Anyway, see you later. Bye for now.